It's assembly number 1 and it's the week beginning the 17th of January. I hope that you are well. Are you? That's good. Mrs. Lee's in the hall. It's very cold, and even though it's very sunny outside, I'm keeping my coat on. I've got my gloves on, and I've also, inside my gloves, in the tag, written my name, just in case my glove comes off and I can't find it. It's got my name in it. That's a good trick to do. Shall we start off with our routine? Yes. Okay. So, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? Well, I can see that the minute hand, that's the long hand, is on the number, that's right, 6. And I know that that means, that's right, it's past. 1/2 what though? Well, I look to the short hand. That's the hour hand, and it's in between the 11 and the 12. And I know that I always take the first number, which I said was 11. So I put it all together and that's right, it's 11:30. What else have we got on our board? Well, our language of the month, we're still in January. It's Lithuanian, and we know to say hello, to say hi is labas. You say it, labas, labas. Thank you to the lovely children that came down and took a photograph and wrote their names up on our Lithuanian board. If you haven't seen it yet, do come down outside Mrs. Lee's office. What else have we got? Our Makaton sign has changed. Last week, we were learning to read. This week, one we've had before, but really important, it's friends. We put our hands together and we shake them. Friends. You do it. Friends. Friends. Friends are very important at Hartford Infant School. Do you remember on our golden rules display we have, show me on your fingers, that's right, 7 golden rules. And all the golden rules are there to keep us happy and safe. And they will also get you friends. Friends. If you use those golden rules, and I hope everybody does, because together we make Hartford Infant School a happy place. Okay, what else have we got? That's right, we've got our attendance award, and Mrs. Lee said she would give out the hedgehog to the class who had the best attendance. Now we know that that virus is still here, so we are still, and I hope everybody's doing this, washing our hands, making sure that they are nice and clean. Are you doing that? Super. But if we're not poorly, we need to be in school. Everybody, the teachers, the support staff, and all of you lovely children. And last week, the attendance for the best class was, are you ready? Drum roll. Class 6. So well done to everybody who worked together in class 6. You can have our hedgehog and look after our hedgehog. Maybe you could make his home a little bit nicer. I don't know. Anyway, that's super. Guess what's coming up? In a couple of sleeps' time, we are going to celebrate in the United Kingdom Winnie the Pooh Day. Now, the reason we are celebrating Winnie the Pooh Day is because the author, A.A. Milne, it was his birthday. Now, he's no longer with us, but he did a great thing while he was alive. He wrote about Winnie the Pooh. Now, he didn't look like Winnie the Pooh there. If I have a little look in my box here, I've got lots and lots of books and pictures that you can come and have a look at about Winnie the Pooh. Now, this is Winnie the Pooh, the original bear, and he is with Christopher Robin. Christopher Robin was A.A. Milne's son, and he had a bear, and he called him Winnie because they went to London Zoo, and there was a bear there called Winnie. In fact, the bear in London Zoo, who was a real bear, he also didn't like to eat meat that much. He liked to eat something called condensed milk, which is very sweet. yum, 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 yum. And it gave A.A. Milne the idea to call this bear that belonged to his son, Winnie. And he also knew of a swan called Pooh. So he put them together and called him Winnie the Pooh. And that is the original bear. He doesn't look very much like the Winnie the Pooh we know. In fact, Winnie the Pooh has lots of, like a design, friends. And these are the original toys that we use. These toys were actually owned by Christopher Robin. So there is Winnie the Pooh, and there is Eeyore and Tigger, and there is Kanga and Roo. And the owl and the rabbit are made up. They're imaginary, all right? But they are part of the Winnie the Pooh stories. And there you go. That's the original book. Wow. Now, you can come and find out more about the history of Winnie the Pooh looking here. I've got a nice little paper book. Some of the characters you'll recognise from Disney, all right? But one of the lovely, lovely things about Winnie the Pooh is he's like one of our Hartford heroes. Can you think? All right, I'll give you a clue. The Hartford hero that Winnie the Pooh is like likes to solve something. That's right, it's Problem Solver Snake. Winnie the Pooh is a problem solver. Now, if you've read any of the Winnie the Pooh books, and they look, oh, there's so many different ones, children, there's so many different ones. They might look like this, they might look like this. I've got quite a few in my box. You might have them at home. You'll know that there's nothing more that Winnie the Pooh likes is a challenge, but he doesn't think he's very clever, all right? But he is. And the other thing that Winnie the Pooh is a good friend, all right? And I hope that you are like Winnie the Pooh and you are a good friend. Right. What I think I'm going to do is read you from my story collection one of my favourite Pooh stories. Are you ready? Okay. It's called In Which a House is Built at Pooh Corner for Eeyore. Now, if you know Winnie the Pooh, you know that Eeyore is... Yes, that's right, he's the little donkey. Now, is he a happy-go-lucky chap or is he a bit grumpy? That's right, he's a bit grumpy. Anyway, Eeyore doesn't come into our story, but Piglet does. Now, Piglet, if you know the Winnie the Pooh characters, he's quite a chirpy little character. And he's Winnie the Pooh's, I probably would say, best friend. Anyway, one day, when Pooh Bear had nothing else to do, he thought he would do something. So he went round to Piglet's house to see what Piglet was doing. It was still snowing. So as he stumped over the White Forest track, and he expected to find Piglet warming his toes in front of the fire. But to his surprise, he saw that the door was open. And the more he looked inside, the more Piglet wasn't there. He's out, said Pooh sadly. Oh, that's what it is, he's not in. I shall have to go on fast thinking walk by myself, bother. But first he thought that he would knock very loudly just to make quite sure. And while he waited for Piglet not to answer, he jumped up and down to keep warm. He's a warm coat like me, doesn't he? And he began to hum, and it suddenly came into his head, and it seemed such a good hum, he thought he'd hum it out loud. Are you ready? The more it snows, tiddly-pom, the more it goes, tiddly-pom. The more it goes, tiddly-pom, on snowing. And nobody knows, tiddly-pom, how cold my toes, tiddly-pom, are growing. Oh, so what I'll do, problem solver snake here, said Pooh, I'll do this. I'll just go home and check to see what time it is, and perhaps I'll put a muffler around my neck and then I'll go and see Eeyore and sing it to him." And so he hurried back to his own house, and his mind was so busy, children, that on the way with the hum that he was getting ready for Eeyore, that when he suddenly saw Piglet sitting in his best armchair in his home, he could only stand there rubbing his head and wondering whose house he was in. "Hello, Piglet," he said. "I thought you were out."
"Oh no," said Piglet. "It is you who were out, Pooh."
"Ah, so it was," said Pooh. "I knew one of us was." And he looked up at his clock. The clock had stopped at 5 minutes to 11 some time ago. "Nearly 11 o'clock, said Pooh happily. "You're just in time for a little smackerel of something." And he put his head into the cupboard. "And then we'll go out, Piglet, and sing my song to Eeyore." I wonder what he's going to eat. Maybe he's going to have some condensed milk. Or maybe, and you might already know this, what does Pooh love to eat? That's right, he loves honey, doesn't he? Thank you for listening to this story. Now, if you want to read more or look at some of the pictures in this book or in any of the other books, then you can come down to Mrs. Lee's office and the box will be just outside. Now, you might not want to read those books. You might want to go into the research centre and look for some and read some other books. Now, Mrs. Lee has found some of the sticks that went missing and I've made new labels for them. Look at my brand new labels that I have made. Reading card stick number 5. There are 5 sticks. They live in this basket outside Mrs. Lee's office. You may come and get one when you have finished eating your lunch and you can sit and read a book in the research centre. Now, if you choose to do that, I will be looking and listening. If I hear that you're not, and if I see that you are not sitting reading, then Mrs. Lee will say, and she will ask you to leave, and she won't let you have a stick again, and that will make you sad. It makes Mrs. Lee sad. So if you choose to come in to read a book, you need to work together. You need to remember the golden rules to keep everybody happy and safe. What do we need to do? That's right, we need to finish with our school prayer. I need everybody together to join in. Help me to do the things I should, to be to others kind and good, in all my work and all my play, to grow more loving every day. Amen. Okay, children, have a lovely, lovely week. Lots and lots of learning. Hopefully you'll get lots of numbers in boxes. Bye.